All right, good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to my video. My name is Somil Shah for people who are watching first time. Welcome to my channel. I basically create videos on Python, architecture, and stuff like that. So without wasting much of time, let's get started. Today's video is going to be on basically Celery and Celery Beat together tied up with Docker container. I will be using Redis as a broker and as a backend as well. So basically that's what we're going to use. So the goal of the task is to basically implement a scheduler in Python, but using Celery, okay, which is one of the best, best thing you can do, right? So first of all, we will see a demo, and after that, we would jump into all the description of the supervisor and all of that. Docker Compose up. So I'm gonna say Docker Compose up. So of course I love Docker. It starts up all the infrastructure within like seconds. So let me show you what I mean by that. How we can use the scheduler and what are the. So if you see after every 5 seconds, I have a scheduler here. So if you see the 23 seconds, let me actually zoom out. 23, and after that you can see so after like 5 seconds it's pulling up, it's printing out the data, so you can see 14 and then 19, the difference is 5 seconds. All right, so that's pretty great, right? So where do we use such kind of stuff, right? Where you want to implement a event based architecture, that means you constantly are polling database and you're checking if there was any new record. If there was a record, then you want to send that event over an HTTP method to some database like ElkStack, MongoDB, MySQL, whatever you want to do, right? So let's learn how to tie up everything together in the entire infrastructure. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to be starting from the root folder that is a MyScheduler. I wish I can use a magnifier there. Can I? Yeah. So so we have a root folder called MyScheduler, which we have, and we have a folder called Scheduler, and in that all the out directory we have requirements.txt, Docker file, Docker Compose file, and supervisor.conf, so which is settings, right? So if I open a scheduler, I have done the init method. Let's jump into that a little bit. First of all, we basically import Flask, we import Celery, right? I should have added a try catch block, usually a good thing. Try, oops, exception Z. Okay, that looks good. Forgot the dot there. Okay, so that's that. After that, basically we define our Celery app, very Celery instance, I would say. We specify the broker, we specify the backend. In both of the situation, I'm gonna be using Redis right now, right? So for storing and all of that. After that, what we are doing is basically we are configuring all of the settings. Then we basically say Celery beat a schedule. So basically we are giving a name or alias, whatever you want to give. Task, basically the task that you want to run, that is nothing but the function name. Schedule, and then basically when you want to run. So this takes a cron, or it can take a time delta object. You can do that. So return something. So it's a function, return something. And if you want to make this as a scheduler, you got to decorate that with the instance of Celery dot task, right? Dot task name is equal to return something. That's just the alias, right? So pretty simple, right? It makes sense. So name of the function, right? So that's how everything works, right? Now here it's basically just a simple thing. We're creating an instance of Celery. Whatever function you want to create into a scheduler or a background task, you just say you decorate that with your instance, right? Whenever you create that object. So in this case, if you see when I created a Celery object right here on the top, it returns a Celery object. It's stored in the variable Celery app, and I'm just decorating that with that. That's the first part. Now the Docker Compose, instead of looking Docker Compose, let's look at the Docker file. So from Python, we are creating a work directory. We are installing all the updates and getting supervisor. So we are installing supervisor. Copy requirements.txt in that folder. Install that. Copy everything into that folder. env root is equal to 1, which basically means that it should run as a root privilege. Command /user/bin/supervisor d is going to run the file to this one. Now what this guys does is basically, if you see, we are starting the worker at the background. Command is equal to Celery a. Scheduler is the name of the directory dot the instance of an app that you created. So remember we had an instance called Celery app. So that's inside the supervisor .conf file. And then beat. So basically we're starting a beat, and then we got to start the worker, because that worker has to do the work, right? So Again, Celery -a scheduler Celery app as usual. And then we can say worker, because these are the worker, that's a beat, right? These are some just some logging for standard out. That's that. Everything is linked together in a compose file. It's pretty easy. Okay, compose just so we're naming it as a scheduler, build everything in the current work directory, link Redis because we're using Redis cache, exposing port 6279 there. The name of the container is Redis, so that's why when you define, it's going to be Redis. Don't write localhost, otherwise it's not gonna work, right? Because inside localhost means it's inside the container. It does not know. If you want to make or use Redis, you got to type the name of the container. That's what I did there, right? Everything works fine. It works great with Celery. Docker Compose up should be fine, right? I would leave the barebone code in the description section below, and I can show you where you can find the code as well. If you come to my GitHub account, right there, all the code and all should be there. I actually have a lot of repositories though. Come to my account, let's go to repository, and I'm gonna leave the links of that as well. So MySQL to Elasticsearch, Python, Redis, Flask. So I think this would be a part 4. So that one right there. Let me do it right away before I forget something. Durs cd dot durs. It should be pretty fast, don't worry. See my scheduler, that's mean I'm okay. So git clone that one. Oops, I just got to copy all of that. I could use the command cp, but this is a Windows command prompt, so the Linux command wouldn't work. Of course I can do that with the Windows subsystem for Linux, then I have to log in as under Linux, but yeah, I'm just gonna use copy command for now. All right, so my scheduler, copy the entire stuff for you guys. Make a folder here called part 4. Oops, did I even copy? I was too fast. Part 4. Oh, I did. Okay, cd Python scheduler. Now just gotta add my changes, commit. Let's name this as part 4. Oh, git push origin main, and that's it. Code should be there on the GitHub. Still uploading. It's kind of a little slow. There you go. Compressing, pushing all the codes. Should be there now. Part 4, my scheduler. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed a walkthrough about Celery beats using Docker container, Redis. Of course, if you want to have the broker, the backend, that is, if you want to store the result of your scheduler, what you could do is you can specify a Mongo or RabbitMQ. You can also say that the result should expire after so and so, whatever you want to do that, right? So that's it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If so, do give a like. If you have any more questions, list your questions in the comment section, and I would be very, very happy to assist you. Once again, thank you for your love and support, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.